going on, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez, and welcome to my The Strain Season 3, Episode 5 spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap it, then give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks so much for joining me. So we begin this week's The Strain with the world going into chaos, and Ephraim and Dutch grab a bunch of Strigoi. They're going to be doing experiments on them. So Fett ends up putting these tracers on the Strigoi as well, doing his own little chasing, and he's trying to find where the nest, where all the Strigoi are hiding. Now, Ephraim has intestines out, which was very interesting, where he cut up the Strigoi, and he has the brain, he has the spine, and he found where the communication systems is, which is basically a big, almost like a rubber ball, but a rubber ball with Strigoi worms. Now, the ball of worms, and they turn on the microwave. Dutch is going to make herself something, or she's putting it on the microwave, and the worms go a little crazy, and it kind of says that it'll makes them awake. Now, Palmer is more sick. Fett is in the tunnels, and he is almost killed. This is one of the scary moments where my heart almost fell out. My heart, literally, I'm hoping they wouldn't kill Fett like that. I'm assuming there's going to be a big twist one day where one of our beloved characters die, and we don't see it coming. But the way the saw was literally on, and I thought Fett was going to get killed, or his arm was going to get chopped off, or I was scared. But good thing that didn't happen, man. But I literally was like, oh, Fett. And once he's alive. But the Strigoi were actually using saws, and they were like actual humans in a way. Like, he thought they were real people, and it was a Strigoi, so that caught me by surprise as well. Now, the Strigoi using saws, so there's a frequency idea works where they're going to microwave, Ephraim and Dutch are going to be using waves of radiation or whatever to kill the Strigoi or to stop them and hold their communication so they can connect with each other. There's a flashback where Satrakian is giving the lumen to this old Nazi. Mr. Fett. Lumen. So he locks him up, and he ends up torturing him as well, Satrakian, the BDSM days back when he was experimenting with other people. And he locks him up, and the Nazi's like, "Oh, you foolish. You know this is not going to end up well." I think I was impersonating a Japanese man. I am sorry for that. So anyway, Fett finds the nest. Thousands upon millions of Strigoi in this little shithole. So there's a flashback where Satrakian throws the chest with the Nazi in it. He ended up, because the Nazi can't die because he's like a Strigoi, he's a special Strigoi where he's alive, but yet he's a Strigoi. It's very weird. So he ends up cutting his arms off, cutting his legs off. He puts them in this chest, and he puts him in the chest, and he throws him into the ocean for eternal damnation. Take that, Mr. Fett. I need my coffee. So anyway, Ephraim kills the Strigoi because the Strigoi was being a smartass, and he got the lock, and he was unlocking the door. Dutch's the microwave radiation thing didn't work. It only worked for a few seconds, and then it stopped. So that's their fault. After that, Central Park is where the nest is. We see Fett looking on at New York and the destruction and the fire and the hell and the brimstone and all that. And at the end, Palmer and Satrakian team up in order to take on the Master, take on Icorst, and do all etc. that they need to do. Also, I forgot, before I get on to the pros and cons, The Strain has been picked up for a Season 4, but for the final season. So, one more year, one more season, and that's it, baby. The Strain is over with. So, it's sad, but it's always good for a show to go out on its own terms, and they're not going to overstretch it and overdo the story. They'll get it done. So, it's sad, but it's like, okay. They're not going to Dexter it, They're going to Breaking Bad it, man. They're going to go out strong. Either way, now on to the pros and cons. First off, all of you who know me know that I am a sucker for the flashback Satrakian scenes. I remember back in Season 1 when the flashback Satrakian actor, the fake-ass eyebrows and the fake beard and everything, and that's supposed to be Satrakian. He looks better in his old age than his young age. He looks horrible in his young age, but it's grown on me. And I really thought the torture and the idea and how badass Satrakian is and the lumen, and actually just damning the Strigoi to hell and throwing him in the ocean and everything, that was pretty epic. Gotta give the crew props, man. The CGI effects in here were done very well, as always. Like I said last week, I'm glad we got to see Dutch and Ephraim hang out and have a little scenes together, and they were together the whole entire episode, from the beginning playing chess, to experimenting on Strigoi, to the end just drinking themselves away and talking to each other. And I'm thinking to myself, Ephraim, man, you gonna hit that? Fett ain't hitting that anymore. You could literally hit that. If I was Ephraim, I mean, his wife's dead, she's a Strigoi, so why not hit it? I don't know why he doesn't do it. If I was Ephraim, man, I would, yes. But anyway, I love their chemistry. I love how they're spending time, and, you know, they bond well together, and both of them are really, really good actors for what they do and the characters that they play, so go on, man. Ephraim, do it if you must. I already described to you guys earlier the horror and my heart palpitations that went on when Fett almost got killed. It was scary, and I love the way that it was done. Now, I did not like Fett's story arc this week, but that scene alone with Fett really had me going. And also the Strigoi being smarter, unlocking doors, using saws, pretending to be humans. It's going down, baby. Now, I am not one that loves science, but I am interested in the science behind how the Strigoi body works. Of course, a few moments ago I was talking about young Satrakian, but let's give a big hand for David Bradley, who is the older Satrakian. Mr. Fat. All his scenes, dude, I love them. And I kind of find it interesting that the whole Palmer and Satrakian idea, kind of find it, not all the way interesting, but I kind of find it interesting. But I love the whole scenes with him and Quinlan and them smiling. Every time I see Satrakian just kind of sitting there with a scotch in his hand, it just makes me smile for some reason. Just the way he reacts to it all, and like, well, I guess I'm a hunter and a laser. Now, some stuff that disappointed me this episode, man. Fett got the Gus treatment today. Oh, he did. He got the Gus treatment, man. All he did was walk in dark areas. He ziplined or whatever. He roped down into the... That's all he did. All he did was move around in dark areas, look around, hit a Strigoi, and then the only part that really interested me was him almost getting killed by the saw. I was scared. Other than that, he was useless. He found the Strigoi nest, but I love my man Fett, but he was useless this episode, man. He was just there, you know, there. Another arc this week that wasn't entertaining as well was Justine's. Now, I wouldn't consider Justine to be a main character. She's obviously a side character. But she didn't go with Ephraim, man. Ephraim is showing her, like, we could do this. I found a way. And she's like, that's not enough time. You don't have enough time. And then she ends up leaving. And I'm like, really? You turned your back on him. You know what, Justine? Have fun dying by the Strigoi. You know, this episode had its ups and downs. It had its cool scenes, its action scenes, its interesting scientific microwave radiation Dutch and Ephraim have a baby scenes, and then it just had its slow scenes. There were, again, with Fett, Justine, and then, of course, just a few slow-paced scenes. I think even involving Palmer and Icor's coming in just to say hi to him and stuff like that. Are you not up to the task, Palmer? Don't worry, I'm good. You know, just scenes like that. Just slow-ass scenes that we see every single week. Every single week we see Icor's going to Palmer. And this, and that, and that, and that. I just want to know where the master is so we could just get this over with, honestly. It was a good episode overall. The best moments out of them were, of course, Fett almost getting killed. I don't want him to die. I'm just saying how awesome that scene was, and I was scared. Satrakian in the flashbacks, and Ephraim and Dutch getting it on. I'm going to give The Strain Season 3, Episode 5, a solid B. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure to smack that like button. You can comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about the episode. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What was your favorite arc? Ephraim, Dutch, Fett, or Satrakian? Thanks so much for watching. Share this review with your friends and hit that subscribe button for more awesome The Strain reviews every single week. Till next time, again, hit the subscribe button. Join the Big D Nation. The road to 500 has begun. Join or be deleted. Till next time, bye-bye.